Hello, my dear souls, my dear light workers, my dear earth angels, and everybody else who is right now feeling stuck in fear, in anxiety, maybe in depression, in loneliness, in chaos, in uncertainty. I had the strong impulse to bring both sides together, the light workers and the very conscious people, right? The conscious souls right now, and those of you who have so much fear right now. I can sense this fear, I feel it, and it needs to be acknowledged right now. So if you're somebody who feels very anxious and fearful, and I do get a lot of messages from people who feel that way. If you're someone like that, I want to let you know that it is totally okay to feel this way right now. So the first thing that I want you to do to move forward is acknowledge what you feel. Don't push against it, don't reject it, don't contradict it. Because what you feel is legit and it's okay, right? So the first thing is acknowledge what you feel, okay? And then acknowledge that as long as you feel the fear, you're not free. And you might say, well, I know that, but I don't know how to get out of it. The first thing is you acknowledge how you feel. And if you say, I feel fear, I'm so fearful of this, that, and the other, then it is important that you know exactly of what you're fearful of, that you can identify your fears, because as long as they're all over the place, as long as they're not tangible, as long as they're very almost lucid, or as long as you don't know what they are, you cannot deal with them, right? So you need to become clear, what is it actually that I'm fearful of? And there's a difference between what causes the fearful feelings, right? So for example, watching the news causes fearful feelings, but what is it exactly you're fearful of? It's not the news, so it's behind it. So what is it? Is it that whatever you think is going on a political stage is going to affect your private life, or is going to affect those around you, is going to affect your work, is going to affect... What is it? What is it exactly you're fearful of? Or maybe it is actually something that is happening in your private life that you're fearful of. But you need to become very, very clear, because only then can you actually process and deal with it, right? So no resistance, feel that fear, it is okay, because the times we live in are extremely difficult. They are. And we can acknowledge that. They are difficult. They're difficult, and it's okay to feel it. But if you get swallowed up by the chaos and by the fear, or if you actually actively contribute to it, you're not going to be better off. You're going to make it worse. Because the only way to get your freedom back is to realize that you do not need to live in fear, and that it is in your control, in your power, to step into freedom, to step out of the fear. You may not feel in control right now. You may say, I'm totally overwhelmed by these feelings of negativity, of fear, of chaos. That's okay for now. But this means you have given your power away to external sources. So what does it take for you to take your power back? I tell you what it takes. It takes a decision. You only need to decide to take your power back. That's all. That is all. And if you say, how can I, if this and that goes on, if I see this every day, how can I get my power back? How can I not feel fearful? It is very simple. Don't look at what causes the fear. Especially if you feel powerless to change what is causing it. Because it's so far out there, it is in other people's control. So by dealing with what you feel powerless over, you reinforce your disempowerment. The only way to get it back is to focus back on where the power lies, which is within you, within us. And you may feel very unstable right now and say, oh my God, if I focus within there, I get even more anxious because there is no stability in there. That's okay, but there is. Underneath all the turbulence inside of you is a stable, quiet point. And you can get to that once you shut off the noise of everybody screaming. Because what they're screaming around are their own fears, their own confusing thoughts, energies, frequencies. So by joining the mayhem, you're not going to stay calm. You're not going to return to calmness. You need to make a decision. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to look after my stability first. My anchor within me. My trust that everything is going to work out. The universe is collaborating with us in this time of transformation, which we knew would be turbulent, because every significant transformation and shift and change does not happen quietly in the background. It does actually have to come out, to be seen, to be explored, to be dealt with. So whatever is coming up right now, and you light workers know that, it has to come up. We have to look at it, and we have to take an internal yes or no standpoint without getting emotionally entangled and enraged by something or outraged by something. Without that, but just knowing where you stand in relation to what you observe. And if you know, I am the light, I am the love, I am the wisdom, I'm the calmness, I'm the joy, I'm the trust, I'm the universe, I'm the stability. Wow, this is powerful. And this will help everybody else who feels stuck right now in the chaos and in the anxiety. And all you anxious people out there, know that there's so many people, so many souls right now. Okay, not just earthly souls, right? Not just earthly energies, not just human beings, but universal energies helping us to get through this, helping us, supporting us, carrying us. Know this. But you need to shut off the noise and come back to you, to your life, to what matters, so that you can become more and more what you want to experience. You become the calmness. You become the wisdom, knowing that things need to play out. But I don't have to join in. I can hold the light in the meantime, while there has to be a lot of darkness. The darkness has to be shown. The has to be experienced. We have to experience it. We have to experience it in order to acknowledge it and to transform it and to let it go and create something new. We are creating something new right now. And all you angelic beings, all you light workers, you are doing this every single day. and I feel the gratitude of the universe flowing towards you. You feel that yourself. I don't have to say it, but I want to say it. I want to confirm to you, it is there. Your universal respect and adoration is there for what you're doing here right now, because it's tough. It is tough, but we're good. We are moving forward. So let's remind ourselves who we are, what we are, and come back to that. Come back to that. Everything is well. We have gone through tumultuous things over and over again throughout lifetimes. We know how to do this. We just need to be clear on where we want to stand. And then it's like whatever you want in terms of a goal, you need to become it first. So it's not like I want to become a great writer. You don't become that by one day publishing the book. You become by writing your first lines, because then you're a writer. By taking a piece of paper and writing those first notes, or let's stay with this example. This is what a writer does. And a great writer puts himself or herself completely into the work, into the creation, into the process. That's what the great writer does. And you can do this right now. You just take the pen and you start writing, which means you can become the source of calmness, of stability, of hope, of faith, of a sense of belonging, a sense of strength, empowerment. You can become this by moving into the space within you where this resides, because it is there. And if you say there are layers and layers of other stuff around it I don't need to get through, in silence, you will notice that layer after layer will fall away. Layer after layer of fears, anxieties, thoughts, theories, and so on and so forth will fall away in the silence, and the pathway becomes free to your inner strength, to your inner anchor, to your inner lighthouse. And once you have found this, you will become a lighthouse for other people. You will become the anchor for other people and help us all. This is not just something you do for yourself. It helps everybody if you return to your inner calmness. It helps everybody. And this is what the light workers do. They're holding the light for themselves. They're creating beautiful lives for themselves in the midst of everything, because they know that this life that they're living, full of hope and joy and love, flows out energetically into the collective where there is turmoil. It flows out. All those blessings and good wishes that they experience in their life, they overflow with it. They share it with everybody else. And it is their intention to share it. It is their intention to glow, to be as bright as possible. And you cannot do this in a miserable life. You have to feel the joy, to be joyful and to share the joy. If you're miserable, suffering, you cannot create joy and happiness and gaiety and lightheartedness. You have to be it. And we can. And that was my strong impulse this morning, to share this with you. Kind of like a message of hope, right? Big words, but folks, this is what we need. This is what we need, and let's do this today. Let's have a brighter day than yesterday, and let our intentions, even if you're in anxiety, let your intention be, by reducing your own anxiety, you help others reduce theirs, because you level out the energies and frequencies in the field. until one day the bright and hopeful energies overweigh everything else. And my sense is they kind of already do, but you can contribute to it. Make a choice. I want to do this. I want to contribute to the other side. I want to contribute to the light, to the joy, to the human factor in all of us, to the connectedness, to the unity in love and caring for each other. Benevolence. Thank you. Thank you for everybody who's moving in that direction. Whether it is still with fear inside or whether it is already completely in trust and joy. Thank you. We need you. Let's keep doing this every single day and let's encourage each other. I'm going to love you and leave you for today, and we'll hear each other again next time.